Welcome back to Dadvertising.
It's a day in the life.
What's
it like to be a dadvertiser? Everyone assumes. They look at us. They look at the podcast studio. They think these guys are high-flying ballers.
That's right.
Probably private jets. It's probably Lamborghinis, pet lions.
Pet lions.
Yeah, hanging
zebras,
out with Delta Goodrum, coming around for
gold chains.
I considered buying chains.
Popping champagne.
I'm getting fed lots of Instagram ads for like male jewelry at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I think I could get one. This isn't jewelry what I'm wearing on my wrist. This is a wrist support because I have a fucked wrist. This is slightly jewelry, but this little bit of tungsten on the top. You know what this is?
What is it?
If you're trapped in your car, you freaking, whack it with this little bit of metal on. Shatters the car window.
Responsible dadding.
This is a safety bracelet.
Yeah, right.
That
is sick.
It's great, hey? Yeah, I got
sick.
4 of them. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
And one of them's red, actually, which would tie into your logo.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
So, yeah, man, whether or not it works, it says it works, but that's to get you out of a tight spot.
That is awesome.
And it looks all right, hey?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But despite my $5 safety bracelet, I'm not that much of a baller. And Alan, I dare say neither are you.
No. I'm still driving around in a Toyota Corolla.
I think we've got normal lives, and I think that most podcasts just spout a whole bunch of bullshit about what it's like to be a podcaster and a business person. And definitely some people have cool lives. But I think most people's lives aren't as cool as they say they are.
100%.
So we're going to talk about a day in the life of a dadvertiser.
Day in the life of a dadvertiser.
Yeah, I did a day in the life video recently, and it went really well.
Okay.
People really liked it.
All right.
And they liked the authenticity of it.
Okay.
So I thought today we could bounce off each other.
Yes.
And I'll say, Alan, let's start here.
Yeah.
Alan, what time do you wake up? And how do you wake up?
Typically, I've got my alarm set for 4:44.
I'm going with, let's get these are the relatable dads. You're doing some magic number talk us through 444.
444. So because of the weight loss program that I'm doing, it's typically an hour and 15 minutes to go for a walk. The 7.3K walk that I go for.
Yeah.
So in order for me to do my walk and for Jess to do her walk before we typically, like if I'm at home and I'm dropping the kids off to school with Jess, that's what time I have to do my walk.
So she has to leave at 6, so you leave at 4:45.
Yes.
So and then there's always a parent. Get it? I get it.
So there's a parent at home, even though the kid's probably fine, but yeah. So there's a parent at home, and then by 7, Jess only does a 45-minute walk anyway.
Yeah.
So by 7 o'clock we're both home, both getting the kids ready. Typically, yeah.
Good.
And that's obviously, that's if I'm not flying somewhere. If I'm flying somewhere, last week I had to get up at 3:20 to be on a plane at 6 a.m. for Melbourne. Yeah, that's disgusting.
Dwayne Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
But no, typically it's 4:44.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have to ask me what time I get up. That's how the podcast works.
Okay, I'll ask you.
Go ahead.
How long can I drag? No, I won't drag this out. What time do you get up, Alex?
Depends. I don't usually set an alarm because I don't need one because I've got toddlers and they kind of are my alarm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And because most days of the week we don't have a time we need to be out of the house. Wednesdays and Thursdays, Ali takes the girls to daycare and she starts work at 8:30, so they have to leave the house at about 7:30, 7:45. So they're the only days when my alarm's set for about 6:15 so I can get up, have me all organised, and then kind of be ready to go straight into feeding the girls breakfast at 6:45, and then everyone's out the door an hour later. But, anywhere between 5:15 and 7:30, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 7:30 is rare, but it does happen.
7:30 is a sleep-in.
Totally. It does happen.
As a parent.
Yeah, it does.
With kids your age especially.
Yeah. Sometimes they just don't wake up. Like Fridays, for example, or like Fridays, tomorrow is the day they've just spent 2 days at kindy.
Yeah.
And Tuesday they're at their grandparents' house. So they're cooked.
So they're
And so
they're tired.
If they go to bed at a normal time and nothing extraneous happens, then they'll wake up at past 7, and then that's kind of how we're up. Then I'm straight into, it's normally one of my daughters up first. We go out and kind of do a bit of playing quietly.
Yeah.
And then at some point, the other one wakes up. She's always grumpy. The second one is always grumpy.
Yeah.
And, we're in a breakfast routine. We know what they're having right now, and they have their cereal, but not with milk. They have yogurt on the side.
Yeah.
They don't mix milk anymore. They've deconstructed their cereal.
Yeah, right.
But it's actually, yogurt's better for them than just having milk on cereal, So, that's
so you don't do any, because you don't go to the gym in the morning, obviously.
Not first thing.
No.
So I go to the gym most days.
Okay. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you don't do any so after my walk, even this morning, I don't claim to do this every day, but this morning I was meditating just to get nice and calm and everything else. Do that at least once a week, I reckon. And I do have an ice bath, just an inflatable one.
Yeah.
I'm looking to. I've set a weight goal, and with the moment I get to that weight goal, it's going to be my excuse to go and buy this ice bath, a proper one.
And it keeps it cold.
Yeah, with a filter and all the other stuff as well.
Hell yeah.
And I'll introduce that into my day, but until that day, I'm just going for a walk in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. So what happens after you drop the kids off?
I don't drop the kids anywhere, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yep.
Basically, the first, Monday through to Thursday, the girls are either getting picked up by their grandparents or taken to daycare. So from about 7:45, I'm by myself in the house.
Yep.
And that's when I usually walk to the gym and do a big workout, walk home. And so that's about 7,000 steps in a workout.
Yeah.
So that's most things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a small breakfast before the gym, usually sort of a peanut butter bar, something like that, and then a bunch of coffee. And then after the gym, I have big old eggy, meaty breakfast. Today, I have done all my round of my split for the week. I've done, push-pull legs day. So I chucked a kettlebell in a backpack and went for a hike today.
Oh, boom.
That was I did 10,000 steps, bush track.
Yeah, right.
Backpack full of weights.
Wow.
That was my workout today. So it was 10,000 steps and everything done.
Wow.
So there
you go.
Yeah, so I'm not doing meditation or anything. I'm not doing... I have the inflatable ice bath that you've got. I don't bother in summertime because, firstly, it's not that hard in summertime. And secondly, it doesn't retain any cold.
Yeah, you need to buy 3 bags of ice to probably do it properly anyway.
5 to get it cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get it 3 degrees, you're spending $25 on ice.
Yeah.
In the winter, it stays cold for a few days.
Yeah.
In the summertime, it's just warm the next day, so it's a waste of money. So I do cold showers, but that's me. So
beautiful.
That's up until about 10 a.m. I am exercising, kid stuff, breakfast, and then maybe a house chore like a laundry or something.
Beautiful.
What about you?
So for me, obviously, wake up, walk. Typically every day, it's a 7.3K walk, regardless of whether I'm at home or in the Gold Coast or in Melbourne.
Is that because that's 10,000 steps?
That's exactly right. So I try to do 15,000 steps a day, and that typically gets me to the 10,000 steps mark. After that, obviously, Jess goes for her walk, and then get the kids ready, all the other things. For brekkie, I typically have... on every other day except for Monday, I have a piece of toast and an egg, and then that's my breakfast with a ice long black that we make at home.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, so I've got a coffee machine at home, and the thing I love about my mornings, especially when I'm at home, is Jess and I drop the kids together to school together because Jess's love language is quality time.
Yeah.
So we'll drop the kids at school together, and typically we'll then go for a drive. And this drive can last for about an hour and a bit. Oh, and wow. It's like we drop the kids off and we drive to the beach and we just check out the surf, and in that time we could be talking work, we could be talking, the holiday that we've got coming up. It could be anything. Could be talking about clients, staff, everything. And it's sort of like, it's a really good opportunity to have like a staff meeting, inverted commas, if you will, whilst like sipping on a coffee.
Yeah.
But it really helps me to sort of like articulate what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And it also allows Jess to give me feedback on what's happening and vice versa. Like we talk about everything. So that's really cool, like getting to spend that quality time together and then come home. And I typically don't set meetings until after 9:30 or 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And so, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I don't set any meetings. I typically leave them free to try and do business stuff. But on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, from 10:30 onwards or 10 a.m. onwards, typically leave it open for meetings if I haven't got some filming booked in.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's your chance to spend time with your wife as well.
Yeah, and it's a really good setup.
Just mad.
Yeah.
And just not like just in front of the TV on your phone, just like you're probably hanging out together.
You really like, even though like I'm sort of concentrating on the road, we are really
For some reason I pictured Jess driving in this. I don't know why. I just pictured Jess driving the whole time.
Nah, if I'm in the car, I'm always driving.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just pictured Jess driving.
What, me just sitting on my phone?
No, just...
Is that because you had me in your front seat before?
Maybe, but I've been in your front seat. Sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Always in the front seat, never in the back.
There you go.
I think the thing that stood out to me there the most is that one egg is not enough eggs.
It really isn't. I wish no. So with the program that I'm on, it's small portions.
Small portions often.
Yeah. Yeah. Every 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So had the celery out before, crunching into the microphone in our break.
Yeah.
But yeah, so typically it's smaller meals every 90 minutes. It's not huge, but like it does. So it works in 6-week cycles. You increase the amount of, so I can have 1.5 pieces of bread in the morning on week 5 and 6. And 2 eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, you slowly increase the amount of food. There's a whole system and cycle.
That's mad.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah.
I had 5 eggs and a black pudding on a wrap this morning.
I up your 1 egg to 5.
Yeah. I often do 6, but the wraps we've bought don't fit 6 eggs on them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's scrambled, or how do you have your eggs?
Yeah. I do them scrambled. I've got a few different egg styles, but scrambled is the easiest way of doing multiple eggs.
Let me ask you this. How do you do a poached egg?
Yeah. So, you want water at just under a rolling boil, sort of simmer.
Okay, yeah.
Simmer in water.
Yeah.
If you can, go for a sort of shallower saucepan.
Mm-hmm.
So the water level can be right up the top, so you're not cracking the egg too far. So it doesn't have far to fall from your hands to the water.
Mm-hmm.
Temperature is important. Vinegar in the water is important. Okay, not salt.
Yeah.
White vinegar and a good splash of white vinegar, because what that does is it reacts with the
apple cider vinegar doesn't count, does it?
Yeah. Just
okay.
acid.
Okay.
Any acid, but white vinegar is cheap.
Yep.
You know, and it doesn't affect the flavor too much.
Yeah.
So, but that actually repels the proteins in the egg white, and that helps it to form together into a nice little ball.
Yeah.
Right. That's 2 things. You can just you don't need to spin the water.
Oh, really?
No. You don't need to spin the water. You just crack the egg into water that's not boiling too hard.
Yeah.
Gently, from not too high up. If you're scared of burning your fingers, which is understandable, crack it into a ramekin or an espresso cup and pour it in.
Yeah.
And then, just keep the water at a consistent, not too bubbly temperature. 2.5, 3 minutes.
Oh, 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah, slotted spoon, take it out, put it on a paper towel. If you're presenting to someone else, cut off any draggly bits. That's it. But fresh eggs is really the most important part of it.
Okay.
If you've got eggs that have been in the pantry for 2 weeks, then they go watery.
Yeah.
Fresh eggs, the white is much more, holds together much better.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
Learning something every day on.
I used to literally have a pot going at a cafe I worked at. We'd have 30 eggs in there at a time.
Yeah.
All at different levels of doneness.
Yeah.
You know, so you've got like you start over here and then you're picking them up and like feeling them.
Yeah.
Poach a lot of eggs.
There you go. There you go.
So you're starting work at about 9:30, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm more 10:30, 11 because I get most of my admin out of the way before that. And because my team's in the Philippines, they start at 11 our time, which is 8 a.m. their time.
Yep.
And the reason I don't get them doing the same hours as me, like business hours, Australian, is because I like the fact that they're around in the evenings.
Yes.
So I can finish and my clients can still have someone respond to them. So my staff are there till 7 p.m. Sydney time.
Yeah.
Which is great because I'm not responding that time. That's like I'm knee deep in baby, stuff.
Yeah.
So I start around 11. I always have a team meeting at 11 a.m. I'm in 2 teams now. So whether it's my team at To The Moon Digital or another agency I'm partnered in, team meeting every day at 11 a.m. And then I generally, off the back of that, I figure out what I've got to do next. I always know what's going on, but it'll be like, how did these ads go yesterday? Or what's anyone on my team struggling with? And then I've usually got a good hour and a half, 2 hours to kind of implement things.
Yeah.
And that's my kind of deep work part of the day. How about you? So when you start work, what does it look like?
So typically Mondays, we do have a team meeting with some of our staff in the Philippines at 10 a.m. So it's 7 a.m. their time on Mondays. So Mondays is our team meeting. I typically have it with our manager, like Manager Shah. So we don't always have like a big team meeting with everybody. But then, so other than Mondays, typically, every day's different. So some days I've got like I'm writing out scripts.
Yeah.
So especially with the new process that we've got, I'm typically writing out scripts, doing some video edits, more so managing the team and what they're doing. And so I'll typically have a project like this week. This week I'm sort of I'm going away to America in mid-April. So right now I'm working out, and you're actually someone I need to speak to about film days and things like that. Who's going to film when before the end of the year to make sure that I can go and film with them. Then our team have enough time to obviously edit the videos and do all the things that we need to do there. So that is all coming together. So typically that's what the majority of my morning looks like, is doing that stuff. And then typically I leave all of my sales calls for the afternoon.
Yeah.
I find that if I get the heavy thinking things out of the way first, like editing or like creative things like writing scripts or, thinking on a strategy or a deep dive, if I can get that done during the day, I really enjoy actually sort of going out. So I work from home and I typically do the majority of any leads who come through. I typically call them in the afternoon. And what I typically do, and for anyone who I've called whilst doing this, you'll be able to hear me. I'm literally, to increase my steps, I've got a pretty long driveway. I would say it's at least 20 meters long, maybe a little bit longer. And I'm just doing laps.
Yeah.
I'm just doing laps and talking at the same time whilst I'm outside. And that's not only getting my steps up, but I don't like to sit down and do talking. Motion helps me to process ideas and things like that.
Anyone who sits still on the phone is a psychopath.
Exactly.
Imagine that, just sitting still on the phone.
Yeah, I get antsy. I think I get antsy on Zoom calls and things like that. Yeah,
I'll avoid Zoom as much as possible.
Yeah.
If a client's like, can you call me today? Sometimes I'll just text a client.
Yeah.
Be like, can I just call you today?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh yeah, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoom sucks, man. It's so handy.
Yeah.
But you end up throughout the day, even if you don't have Zooms planned, you end up on all these Zooms. Oh, we'll hop on a quick Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, again. Oh, can I share my screen? Oh, you don't have permission yet. Oh, fuck. We are in the waiting room. Are you coming in? I'm on. No, it must be the wrong link. Here's my other. Oh, that was. Christ. Yeah. So, okay. So this is a day when you're not filming, obviously. Yeah. I work from home, regular dad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sales calls in the afternoon is good too.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of almost tough to finish the day on a task, I feel. Because I feel like you never get it done.
Yeah.
If it's an open-ended. If you've got to finish it before this thing,
yeah,
it'll be done. If it's the last thing you leave yourself to do that day, there's going to be a reason you don't finish it.
Exactly.
For me, I've got a VSL I'm writing for someone that I was going to do. I ended up having to do some calls yesterday. I was going to do it last night. And then the girl stayed up till like 9:30 last night.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to do it like in that last half hour of the night. And I'm like, I'm being so unproductive here. This isn't happening. So today I was like, I'll finish it before I go with Alan. And it's like 90% done now.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Tasks in the morning, calls in the afternoon. Are you doing lunch at home? How do you do lunch?
Good question. So, I am someone who, one of the things that has really transformed with this health journey that I'm on is the amount of prep that I have. So I've always got my lunch bag now. Typically got corn. I was eating just some turkey before.
Yep.
So
straight off the bird.
Yeah.
He's bringing a live bird in here. Yeah.
Chop.
Oh, no. It's a very generous bird.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sacrificial.
Thank you for your,
Turkey's great meat.
It is.
Underrated meat. Isn't it? I feel like America, they love turkey.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's like, that's a Christmas meat.
Yeah.
It's an everyday meat for me.
100%.
I had a turkey and bacon and lettuce wrap yesterday.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it was really good. So typically have like cold meats like turkey, corned beef, and a couple of others. But for lunch, if you know, we typically actually buy our lunch. So whether it's sashimi, like salmon sashimi,
Big
getting
shot.
yeah,
Millionaire.
Shut up. Like what I really like is a salad from
Caviar.
Shut up. Salad from Mad Mex, or even like a quarter chicken from Red Rooster.
Yeah.
How
good is a cooked chook?
Yeah. If I'm really spoiling myself, I'll get a naked burger. So get a burger without the buns on some lettuce. That is sick.
Do you ever try eating a regular burger, but when you're naked?
No. Have you tried that?
You got to wait till it cools down. You don't want any juices.
No, flowing.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Yeah, there you go. So that's typically I eat out unless something's been planned. Like,
are you going out or you?
Yeah, I will actually go for a drive.
Eat at the venue, or do you bring it home?
Typically bring it home.
Yeah.
So whatever I'm eating, I'll typically get some for Jess anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I like that.
So what about you?
Lunch, I'm a simple man. Just some truffles and lobster.
There we go.
It's a quick velouté.
And I'm the baller.
No, depends what's in the fridge. I often will have something along the lines of some burger patties or some, cheaper end steaks that I'll have.
Minute steaks and things.
Yeah, because my wife, she likes a good burger or a good steak, but she's not she wouldn't eat it every night like I would. So I sometimes I'll just have like 2 burger patties with cheese on the barbecue as my lunch.
Yeah. That
sort of thing. Or just a steak with nothing.
Yeah.
A real man lunch, that sort of thing.
Hell yeah.
And then, but I'm always cooking at home. I just resent spending money on myself, like on things that, like food, because I'm a good cook. I can make things taste nice. And I see like, I want some sushi, but then I've either got to walk down there and get it.
Yeah.
Because the steps in. I'm not going to drive because that's lazy. This is what my head says.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying someone to drive $5 to drive it here.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So I cook for myself, and it'll be cheap, simple tins of tuna, but not one of the small tins or the big tins, but the big tins.
Oh, really? The big tins.
The big tins.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
Through some like leftover rice from last night.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yesterday, I had 2 portions of lasagna.
Hell yes.
It was so good. I had a hankering for lasagna on the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I was watching Goodfellas.
Oh, there you go.
And they're always eating like big Italian meals.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ali, I think I want to make lasagna tonight. And she was so into it. So I made a big lasagna. You can't make a small lasagna.
No.
And this week I've had like 6 portions of it. And yesterday,
hell yes.
Ali kept forgetting to take it to work for her lunch. So I was like,
Snooze, you lose.
I did a big workout. I'll have 2 of them.
Yeah.
Dope.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. And then I often have a little espresso after lunch.
Beautiful.
You know, to get me back into
I like that.
the afternoon.
I like the espresso.
Or a Shine Energy.
There you go.
Shine?
Yeah.
They're selling at Woolies service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Shine's great. I think that's, as energy drinks go, it feels like one of the most natural ones. And I know the guy who started it, and it's really good.
do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He's nice.
Yeah.
His name's Drew.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hello, Drew.
Drew Dewars. Very big triceps.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So we've had lunch.
Yeah.
We've done our work. In the afternoons, we're doing sales calls if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever send out like weekly updates to clients, that sort of thing? No, I'm one of your clients. I don't get them. No. We do. To avoid people just like asking questions, we preempt things. So we send out every Monday. We send out a report.
Yep.
With all their numbers. Wednesday we kind of say, here's how the week's going.
Yep.
And then Friday we say, here's how the week went, and this is our plan next week. Yeah. Basically. Mm-hmm. And so we on Monday, Wednesday, Friday we have a meeting at like 3:30. Yep. To kind of say where are we at. Yeah. And that's helpful for me as well, because there's a lot of delivery being done not by me. Yeah. Just to know where everything's at and like, do I need to do anything? Yeah. Because sometimes I can then finish at 3:30 and say, okay, I'll get the laundry done and I'll get like the girls' dinner done before everyone gets home. And that makes my life supremely easy. Today I'm going to be rushing because we're going to finish here at like 5 and then whatever. That's really nice as well, to have like your day completely finished and you're just like chill and ready for like the chaos of kids arriving home. Yeah. So yeah, my work day is just like solid boring, man. It's like probably 5 hours of proper work. Yeah. 4 or 5 hours of proper work, broken up by some stuff, and an amazing team. It's really a lot of managing the team these days. Yeah. I don't do that much like writing or anything anymore. So nice. Yeah, it's nice, man. It's a decent lifestyle. How about you? When do you finish up work for the day?
Typically around 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere around that mark. And sometimes it might go a little bit further. But by that point in time, Jess has gone and got the kids. Sometimes the kids, so Oski does football on Fridays. They both...
What kind of football?
Rugby league.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
They don't do that on the North Shore of
Yes, they do.
Sydney. No, we do rugby union.
Because you're fancy.
Well, basically, private schools always do rugby union. There we go. But league's way better. Way more fun to watch. Like for a kid as well.
It is. So, more
running.
I'm sure I can get... Mate, you have Manly Sea Eagles. I know that they've got the Blacktown feeder comp, right? Yeah. But they would have rugby. Like, where did the Travojeviches do rugby?
Of course they teach it. It's just like, I didn't think about it just then because every rugby I played in school was union.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, so yeah, Oski does rugby league on Fridays. Typically they have, I know they do groups and different things. I don't know if did you see my stories yesterday where Ruby painted me a lion?
I don't follow anything that you... no, I did see that.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Sick, yeah. So she goes to group, because she's got some NDIS funding and other things, she gets to do different things like that, where she gets, she has an art teacher and painted that for me. It was so beautiful as well. So they do things like that. Perfect. This is the ideal example. Yesterday, Oski and I actually, so whilst Jess took Ruby to that, I took Oski to the beach, to Soldiers, and took him for a surf. And so that is the ultimate dad time. For me, where I get to kick the ball with him. Because sometimes he's in a shitty mood and he doesn't want to do anything. But the times where he does actually want to kick a ball, like a footy, go down to the park and kick a footy, or the times that he wants to actually go for a surf, it is sick. And so typically even yesterday, like, so we bought him a surfboard last year for his birthday. So his birthday was in June last year. And he's only used the board a few times because typically he's on a boogie board, or when we go as a family to the beach, it's typically on a boogie board at a beach that hasn't got really big waves. It's just more calmer waves.
Do you ride the boogie board as well?
No. I just let them.
Yeah.
But when, so, and the beautiful thing is he goes to me, Dad, one day can we both go for a surf? I was like, Oski, that is Daddy's dream.
That sounds amazing.
That is Dad's dream, that we can both go for a surf together. Right now, you can't really manage yourself. Like where I take him, he would not be able to stand up. And so I typically push him onto some whitewash. Like just as the waves break, I push him onto some whitewash. And for the first time, he actually stood up yesterday because typically he's sitting too far forward on the board and he's flipping over. But yesterday he actually got up, stood up. Yeah, so that was
like
fucking
a short foamy, like a 5 foot foamy, or
a foamy, yes, little foam longboard for him. Something along those lines.
Things are great.
Yeah, it is like
they don't hurt when they hit you.
Yeah, that is the ultimate dream, to be able to work and then go to the beach with your kids.
That's it.
That's life complete. Tick.
All about 100%. And if that week you're going to get paid some income, you're going to be moving a business forwards, and you are doing the most important thing in the world, which is time with the children. And so, which I wouldn't have had if I was still in restaurants. That sort of thing.
Exactly.
So that's wicked.
So I'll just finish that off. So typically, whether it's groups or like we're just between Jess and I, we're just managing whatever the kids have on for the day, and then Thursdays I have Oztag at night. But then we're just getting the kids ready. Typically cooking dinner together, whether I'm cooking something on the barbecue, whether it is steak or whether it is lamb chops or something along those lines. And then pretty much after that, it's like take the dog for a walk, just make sure my steps are up or get them up. And then kids are in bed usually by 8:30. And then as long as I don't have to get up at 3:20 a.m., I'll typically try to stay up and maybe watch, a show or something with Jess. Sometimes we'll just not turn the TV on and talk and stuff. So that's how our day's complete.
Hell yeah, man.
What about you, Alex?
Well, my work begins, at the end of my work day.
Yes.
It's so...
Pay the rent.
100%. I'm getting busy now. We've got... whether they're coming home from kindy or their grandparents' house or my mum's at the house and she's leaving for the day, about 5 o'clock, kids, 2 3-year-olds arriving at the same time. They're tired. They need to be in the bath. Usually Ali gives them a bath while I cook them dinner. Then if I've got a plan for our dinner, I will, and I'm ahead, we'll have dinner around the same time as them. So we'll kind of read them some stories. We'll sit on the floor, eat our curry while they're eating their dinner at their little table, which is cute. And then it's just like the 2-hour bedtime process, which just takes a long time at the moment. Because ever since we took when they had dummies and sleeping bags and stuff, put them in the room, close the door, done. But ever since we took dummies away like a year ago, when they were 2, we... either we put them in the room and try and get them to go to sleep by themselves, but that's hey, go and hang out with your best mate and all your toys in your room and go to sleep, and they won't sleep. Or we kind of have to basically sit in there with them, keep them quiet while they fall asleep. So that's most nights at the moment. So I'm usually sitting on the floor, holding hands with my daughter while she falls asleep, playing Tetris on my phone because it's quiet, that sort of thing. So I'm real good at I'm on a level 190 on Tetris. And this takes us through to 7:30, 8 p.m. And then, one of 3 things. Either I've not done my workout or a walk that day, so I go and do that. Mm-hmm. Or we have dinner if we haven't had it yet. Or, same thing. We watch The Bear or something like that. And a few nights, some nights we'll have, we're actively deciding not to have any alcohol. Some nights we'll have if we've had a beer or wine whilst preparing dinner, that's cool. And then we generally continue on that trend. We'll have another glass of wine together and hang. And we have like 45 minutes, just the two of us.
Beautiful.
Ali always goes to bed first, and then I always stay up too late to have like 40 minutes by myself as well.
Beautiful.
Where I can watch like mafia movies or like stand-up comedy or something like blokey. And
what's your favorite stand-up comedy?
I used to be very much into English comedians. Yeah. Because they're much more self-deprecating.
Any particular? Any names?
Jimmy Carr, Ricky Gervais, like the big names, but then a lot of like the guys on panel shows as well. Yeah. Like they do panel shows really well in England, where they have like, whose line is it anyway, that sort of thing, but the English versions, they're just like understated and funny. Not like all over the top and American. Yeah. But now there's a few American comedians who I find very, very funny. Like Shane Gillis is hilarious. They're all Joe Rogan's mates. Yeah. Joe Rogan's stand-up isn't great. Yeah. He's very over the top. Yeah. All his mates are quite subtle and clever. Yeah. And they're awesome. Yeah, but nice. Ali doesn't like it. No, it's a very male thing, stand-up, I think. So, I'm in bed about 10:30, 11.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's my day, man. 5 days a week.
There you go.
It's not glamorous, but it does the trick. A lot of time. I probably spend 7 hours a day with my kids. Yeah. Right? Awesome. Which is like, who does that? Yeah. So it's really good. Yeah. It's really good. And then some days we do this. Yeah. Podcast for 4 hours and get out, and it's mad, man. So we're, we've got to wrap it up because I've got to go and do that. Yeah. And you've got to go and play OzTag.
Oh, not today.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, I know, but the season hasn't. So the summer season has finished, and we're just waiting for the winter comp to begin. I think I didn't lie to you. I play on typically Thursdays, but the season for summer has finished, and the season. Otherwise, I would have just said, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to playing OzTag tonight."
You lied about the coffee. You said there was no coffee, and there was, and so I'm gonna end up microwaving my coffee because you just couldn't be bothered. And
Cry me a river.
I might. Justin Timberlake, shout out JT.
JT?
He's the man. Yeah. He's very cool. So that's our day. His day looks different to us. Yeah. We're normal, I think. I think we're relatively normal guys. I think we have relatively casual lifestyles.
Well, other than when I'm interstate. Interstate's
exactly.
Yeah. Other than that, yes.
I had an in-person meeting yesterday morning and I was like, what is this? I'm leaving the house at 8 a.m. This is mental. So, got it done, though.
Got it done.
Did we get that sale?
Get it done.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me the invoice, mate. He sent me the text today. We're good. But, mate, I think you're doing good. You're doing great, man. I think I love the amount of time you spend with your family.
Yeah.
Even how
same
much.
To you.
Thank you. But you travel for work as well.
Yeah.
If you travel somewhere, you come home that same day.
Sometimes. Like, so last week I went to the Gold Coast.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. No, I went to the Gold Coast. That was a 10 a.m. flight. Yeah. So that was reasonable. I didn't have to be at the airport till 9. But trying to get to the airport at that time is fucked.
Yeah. On the freeway.
Yeah. But then, and I was there for one night and came home so I left on Monday morning and came home on Tuesday night. Yep. And then later that week, I did a day trip. I stayed the night. I went to Melbourne got up at 3:20 a.m. to be at in Richmond in Victoria by 8:30 or just after. Did a film day. And then that night, I managed to line it up with Penrith and the Storm, which unfortunately Penrith lost. But
great! So you went to the footy.
If I can line it up with something like that, trust me, if Penrith are playing Brisbane or somewhere around the Gold Coast, and I can line it up with a project, you can bet your bottom dollar that I will line it up. I'm always vigilant of state of origin, because they're going to Adelaide and Melbourne and Perth, all those other things. I'm very vigilant on dates, and I put things in my calendar and I try and line it up. It doesn't always work, but when it can, You bet your bottom dollar.
I have every home footy game in the calendar with the time, and I've told Ali in advance. Yeah. You got to do it. You got to lock them in when you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sunday's the first one for me of the season, and I cannot wait. So, man, I'm excited. Let's go and put our kids to bed. Al and Howle. It's the end of the day. You've done amazing.
Thank you. You've done amazing.
Should we do a fist bump to end this podcast?
Yeah.
That was dope. Hell yeah.
Yes.
That was manly as fuck. See you guys.
Manly.
Oh, I said that was manly as... I didn't say manly.
I said manly.
Jesus.